Where was the first capital of Chalukyas? Aihole. Aihole in Karnataka was the first capital of the Chalukya dynasty and is famous for its ancient temples. Who raised the slogan Swaras is my birthright and I shall have it? Bal Gangadhar Tilak, an Indian nationalist leader, used this slogan to inspire the freedom struggle against British rule. The Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, and Dharma Sutras are all written in which language? Sanskrit. These ancient Indian scriptures were written in Sanskrit, which was the scholarly and liturgical language of the time. Who is the author of the book named India 2020 A Vision for the New Millennium? Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. This book by Dr. Kalam outlines his vision for India's development and technological advancement by the year 2020. Where was the first International Agrobiodiversity Congress held? New Delhi. The first International Agrobiodiversity Congress was held in New Delhi in 2016 to discuss the conservation and use of agricultural biodiversity. Which ancient city of the Indus Valley civilization was famous for its dockyard? Lothal. Lothal, located in present day Gujarat, was the major trade center of the Indus Valley civilization and had one of the world's earliest known dockyards. In which year did Mahatma Gandhi give a call for satyagraha against the rolled egg? In 1919. Mahatma Gandhi launched the first nationwide satyagraha against the rolled egg in 1919, protesting the suppression of civil liberties by the British government. Who was the most famous Kushan ruler? Kanishka. Kanishka was one of the greatest rulers of the Kushan Empire, known for its patronage of Buddhism and the expansion of his empire. Which Mughal emperor issued a farman granting the East India Company the right to trade duty free? Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb issued a farman in 1667 allowing the British East India Company to trade without paying custom duties in Bengal. In 1974, India became the first non-Arab state to recognize the Palestine Liberation Organization as a sole and legitimate representative of the people of Palestine. India was the first non-Arab country to recognize the Palestine Liberation Organization as a sole representative of the Palestinian people. In which language did Vartaman Mahavir teach? Prakrit language. Vartaman Mahavir, the 24th Tirthankara of Jainism, taught in Prakrit language to make his teaching accessible to common people. During which period did the non-cooperation movement gain momentum? 1921 to 1922. The non-cooperation movement led by Mahatma Gandhi peaked between 1921 to 1922 as a mass protest against the British rule, emphasizing non-violent resistance. The entire city of Lothal stood beside a tributary of which river? Sabarmati. Lothal, an important city of the Indus Valley civilization, was located near the Bogava, a tributary of Sabarmati River. In which viceroy partitioned Bengal? Lord Curzon. Lord Curzon implemented the partition of Bengal in 1905, citing administrative convenience, but it was widely opposed and later annulled in 1911. Paintings of Ajanta depict stories of Jatakas. The Ajanta painting primarily illustrates scenes from the Jataka tales, which narrates the previous lives of the Buddha. Under whose presidency was the fight for the Purna Swaraj resolution passed? Jawaharlal Nehru. The Purna Swaraj resolution, which demanded complete independence from the British rule, was passed under Jawaharlal Nehru's leadership at the Lahore session of the Indian National Congress in 1929. Whose descendants were the Mughals from their father's side? Timur. The Mughal dynasty was descended from Timur Tamerlane on their father's side and from Genghis Khan on their mother's side. Kalidas, Meghdut, Kautilya, Arthasastra. Kautilya Chanakya wrote the Arthasastra, an ancient Indian treatise on economics, political science, and statecraft. Which viceroy partitioned Bengal? Lord Curzon. The partition of Bengal was implemented by Lord Curzon in 1905, citing administrative convenience, but it was widely opposed and later annulled in 1911. Who among the following was the founder of Indian National Congress? A.O. Hume. Alan Octavian Hume, a retired British civil servant, founded the Indian National Congress in 1885 to provide a platform for political dialogue among Indians. The famous Dandi March led by Mahatma Gandhi was against which law? It was against the Salt Law. The Dandi March 1930 was a non-violent protest against the British salt monopoly, in which Mahatma Gandhi and his followers marched 240 miles to produce salt. Whom did Asoka appoint to spread Buddhism to many parts of Asia? Dharma Mahamatras. Ashoka appointed Dharma Mahamatras to promote Buddhist teachings and ethics across Asia. Under whose leadership did the Sikh become a political and military force? Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Sikh Guru, transformed the Sikh into strong political and military force by founding the Khalsa in 1699. Khajuraho was the capital of which dynasty? Chandelas. The Chandela dynasty ruled over Bundelkhand and Khajuraho was their capital, famous for its temples. During British rule, which British king visited India and held a grand durbar? George V. King George V visited India in 1911 and held the Delhi Durbar. Here he announced transfer of India's capital from Calcutta to Delhi.